Hey there, this is Rob Board. I want to talk to you tonight about the principle of renewing your mind, because on this particular page you're dealing with tearing down strongholds. A stronghold is a situation that has been developed in your mind. It's baggage that you've carried over from the kingdom of darkness, where you've got wrong thoughts or wrong habits or wrong thought patterns that have been established in our mind about who we are, what we can do, how we're supposed to live, those type of things. Well, you know, when Satan or the demons come to you and they start telling you about, they accuse you or tried to deceive you or whatever the case might be, they're many times playing or feeding you a bunch of stuff that you believe based on the stronghold that's in your mind. God says we're supposed to tear those things down. You know, Paul told us in Romans 12:1 and 2, he said, I urge you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service of worship. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Notice we have to renew our mind. We have to change our thinking. Now, some of us, we build strongholds in our minds by the programs we watch on TV, the music we listen to, the movies that we go to see, the magazines we read, the books that we read. We reinforce principles from the world system, the kingdom of darkness, into our own thinking as Christians. And God says, no, you got to change that thinking. In Joshua 1:8, it says, this book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night. Now, that principle was Old Covenant, but it still applies today to New Covenant. The word shall not depart from your mouth. There is a medical, scientific principle that is a true principle. It says that the human being is built in such a way that he or she will believe what they say more than what anybody else says. In other words, in Christian life, we call that the principle of confession, saying the same thing that God says in His Word. In the world, we call it, or in the scientific world, we call it the principle of autosuggestion. Basically, what we're doing is speaking out of our mouth, and we are suggesting things to ourselves so that we will begin to believe them, because we will believe what we say more than what anybody else says. So when the devil comes to you, or the demons come to you, and they say, you're a dirty, rotten sinner, you have to say, no, I'm a new creation in Jesus Christ. You repeat back to him what the Word says. If he says, you're a filthy, rotten sinner, you say, no, I am the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. He comes to you and he says, you're going down the drain financially. You respond back to him, Satan, demons, the Word says, my God shall supply all of my need according to His riches and glory in Christ Jesus. That's how you respond when the devil starts trying to put thoughts in your mind and starts trying to build these strongholds. If you want to tear down a stronghold that's already established, for example, you've got a thought in your mind that says, man, you are ugly. U-G-L-Y, ugly. Well, you have to tear that down and say, no, I am created in the image of God. How much more beautiful can I be? You know, we have to take responsibility for changing some things. Now, God says that when we were born again, we were recreated. The old things passed away, and behold, new things have come. Yes, new things have come, but not everything has passed away. We've still got old habit patterns. We've still got old thought patterns. We've still got things that need to be changed. And the way we do that is by beholding Jesus, looking to Him as the author and the finisher of our faith, and using our mouth to speak forth what we are in Jesus Christ. And I've got a whole teaching on what we are in Jesus Christ that you can be confessing. So, all I want to do in this section is introduce you to this principle of autosuggestion, this principle of confession, this principle of speaking out of our mouth the words that we need to tear down strongholds and to resist the devil. James says, resist the devil and he will flee from you. How do you resist him? The same way Jesus did. It is written. Okay? So that's the beginning principle of renewing our mind and how to tear down strongholds. We'll build more on this a little bit later on in this program.